Hi, so day two again, and I'm here with Rob Shooter from BT Enterprise. Rob, how's it going? Is it good to be back?
It's wonderful to be back. The last time I was here was 2019, so we missed MWC for 2 years. And this has been a great energy, lots of people, some exciting products, so we're very happy to be here.
And so what are the conversations you've been having with people?
Well, obviously I'm very focused on the business-to-business side. So we've been talking a lot about 5G use cases in the enterprise market. 5G private networks is a big topic. Security, cybersecurity, edge, cloud. So I mean, it's a lot of buzzwords, but I think as always, we are trying to join what the technologies can do with what makes a real difference to our customers.
And how's that playing out for BT in particular in terms of your enterprise side? I mean, is there anything you can talk about in terms of the things you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, so we've just stood up a new area called Division X. And Division X is aimed at solution selling these more complex, newer technologies. So we've got the wonderful things that 5G can do, edge computing, IoT. But in the end, the customer is saying, come up with something that helps me. And so Division X has been stood up to really be the arrow point of the solution selling for BT. We just stood it up a couple months ago. We've got our new MD on board now for 10 days, and we're spending a lot of time with our partners at MWC on that topic.
And I mean, are you seeing sort of renewed interest in 5G and private networks? Because I mean, we've been looking for this to hit the mainstream for a few years now, and it hasn't quite got there. Do you think this year is the year for it?
I think the thing with 5G is, and particularly in the UK, is that the population coverage of what we would call the macro network is only sitting around 40%. It's forecast to get to just under 50% by the end of next year. So the majority of the 5G use cases now are in the consumer market. It's faster and it's great. In the enterprise market, because we don't yet cover consistently the whole country, the conversation is more around deploying a private network over a manufacturing facility, a harbor, a military base, etc. And I would say that we are in the sort of early stages of that. The technology is still maturing. The customer's needs are emerging as we're in a kind of a co-creation phase. And I think we will be in that phase for most of this year. And I would submit that it probably will be sort of industrially scaling, 23, 24, 25.
And we were just talking before we started recording, and we talked about edge and the cloud, and that being a big topic for BT at this show. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I mean, this is a big trend in the industry. Our customers are on a digitalization journey, so they are trying to move on to modern networks, fiber, Ethernet, 4G, 5G. And they are trying to modernize their own IT environment so they can serve their customers better and be more efficient. And a big part of that is moving their applications into the cloud. More flexible, scalable, more secure, cheaper to run. So we have a lot of work on, moving through that modernization journey with our customers. And of course, the wonderful thing for BT is we've got all of the skills on cloud and application hosting, but we've also run the biggest fixed network in the UK. With EE, we have the best mobile network in the UK. So we have a unique opportunity to stitch all of these together so we can really make a difference.
And I mean, at the moment, I can imagine the conversations that you're having with customers around security are probably quite tricky because, you're trying to convince people that they want to put in these private networks. At the same time, there's obviously a very timely and increasing concern about cybersecurity and about keeping these networks secure. So, I mean, how are you approaching this?
No, I think these are very much mutually reinforcing. Private networks by nature are more secure. They're bespoke for customers. Cyber is a big thing, of course. Securing what we call the endpoints on a network. So most of our large customers have got thousands of devices running on their network. Their employees, mobile phones, tablets, laptops, photocopiers, cameras, endpoints. And I think they are struggling with what is the best way to tackle all of that. And of course, what we try to do as BT is, of course, we can put security into the network itself, and we can help them secure their endpoints, and we can run that also as a managed service for our large customers. So actually, these private network, security, cloud, edge, IoT, is all sort of looking at the problem from different sides.
mean, one thing I did want to ask, because there's a lot of talk this year at the Congress about Metaverse. Obviously, it's a new word for something quite old in some ways. Are there enterprise applications beyond the sort of gaming side that we're seeing at the moment? And how far out do you think that is?
I do think that business applications will emerge. I mean, the interesting thing in the last couple of years is through the pandemic, we moved a lot of the interactions onto these collaboration tools, unified communication. So we were all sitting on Zoom and Teams and WebEx, etc. And they're great for meetings, but they don't naturally lend themselves to collaboration in the sense that you can feel like you're with people, you're walking around, you're writing on a whiteboard, you're coming up with ideas together. And I think part of what they are building in that project is the kind of collaboration environment that would very much suit a distributed workforce trying to collaborate on a particular project that's not really catered for by the general kind of unified comms tool. So we're excited about that. We had a very good session with the team here just yesterday. So it's a fascinating part of the industry.
And what's got you most excited about MWC this year? I mean, is there any one thing that you've seen or has really sort of spoken to you?
I think the most amazing thing about this industry is that it's always changing. And I think companies and people in the industry are on this continual learning journey. And I'm a curious person, I love to learn. So every meeting I'm walking away with things I didn't know before. And because we were a bit starved of that the last couple of years, that for me is always the big, you meet interesting people, you learn new things, you see things that could help you serve your customers in a better way. You make friends. It's not the Metaverse, I think it's something more special.
Great. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today, Rob. I know you're very busy, like everybody else at the moment. And have a lovely rest of the week.
Wonderful. You too.
Thank you.